I love wins this early in the season because you can just pull to 500 like that. Yeah, that's great, but I need you to help me with something. There's this article I want to read about the Leafs trading Phil Kessel, but every time they win, it disappears. What's up with that? And then, yes, please do!
What a great goal!
Dude! Crazy throwing waffles. Woo! Who are you?
Optimus Prime!
Leafs win 4-3 in overtime against the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo. And that's something that the Leafs spring on fans every now and then. Like, well, the offense isn't quite performing as we had hoped so far this season. Defense and goaltending too. But they did win in Buffalo recently, which makes me think miracles can happen. Any win against Ryan Miller is huge. In fact, I remember seeing a game live where Ryan Miller was in net and the team won in overtime. And it was the best game ever, yes it was. So the game. Nazem Kadri puts it off the post, and Jay McClement is there to clean up the garbage. 1-0 Leafs. McClement's first as a Leaf. And it's fitting to me the way that Kadri is getting these points because they're very opportunistic, and this really is a big opportunity for him. He finally makes the team out of camp. He's got to go. 2 of his goals already came from rebounds off of shots that just totally missed the net, and he gets his assist hitting the post. Then sad face, Sabres get a power play goal with Mike Brown in the box. Jason Pominville scores. Speaking of Mike Brown, Dex Patrick Coletta gets a boarding call for it. Mike Weber comes in, gets an instigator call, and they duke it out. Shanahan coming for Mike Brown. It was only a 2-minute penalty, but Coletta did get hurt. You might know differently by the time this video actually gets posted, but I would suspect no. And I think they said it during the broadcast last night. You live by the sword. Well, and I don't ever want to see a player get taken out by a hit that isn't clean. That's not okay. But when you're coming in and you know the hit might be late, it might be boarding, and it's a player you respect, you might not cream him. It's one of those split-second quick thinking decision things, and if one of the things you're thinking during that split second is, I hate that guy, you might hurt him. So I don't know the details of Coletta's injury. I hope he's back soon. I hope he doesn't miss any time because it's too entertaining. Then all 3 of these goals come in the first 6:21 of the second. Andrew Sekera scores, boo, 2-1 Buffalo. Cody Franson finally in the lineup, dishes to Matt Frattin, finally in the lineup, and he scores. Leo Komarov, by the way, getting an assist on that goal, his first point as a Leaf and his first career NHL point. Harasho Leo. And then, boom, with the point shot, Cody Franson gets his first of the year. Now, I'm not going to get on the Leafs for the times they have benched Cody Franson so far this season. It's a weird season, and you have a lot of defensemen that you think are on the cusp of making the team. Your Holzers, your Mark Frasers, there's a Jake Gardiner situation. But I would like to see Franson get an extended look. And the sooner more defensemen get in Randy Carlyle's good books, the better. Because again, last night, Phaneuf played almost 28 minutes and Koska played over 24. I think Koska's minutes need to come down because how many defensemen go from playing in the AHL to a first pairing in the NHL? And as for Phaneuf, there's been some stuff recently about, well, maybe the Leafs should buy him out. Oh, Phaneuf sucks. Even last video I got on him. But for a guy who plays Dion Phaneuf's style, like his ideal style, back when he was with the Flames, getting nominated for the Calder, the Norris, that Tasmanian devil, I'm going to blast it, I'm going to crunch you style. He can't be playing half an hour a game. I think you got to get a defenseman that's nice and boring, Gunnarsson, who more often than not is just going to hang back and let you do your thing, Gunnarsson, and maybe has a little more experience than a Mike Koska Gunnarsson. You never know. Try that out, and it might be better for Phaneuf, Koska, and the entire team. Third period, Mikhail Grigorenko scores his first career NHL goal. Congratulations. And I got a lot of tweets coming at me last night. Look, another first against the Leafs. Now that's something I talked about a long time ago. A lot of players seem to get either their first of the season or their first of their career against the Leafs. Now at this point in the season, I don't really think getting your first counts. But like midway through the season, guys in these horrible slumps, guys who just got called up, stuff like that, it seems to happen to the Leafs a lot. I would love it if there was a stat like players who hadn't scored for 10 or more games who scored against the Leafs, and then players who scored their first career goal against the Leafs. In the last 10 years or so, they gotta be up there. And of course, you've all seen the goal. If you haven't, I put the highlights in the underbar. Matt Frattin in overtime, whoop, goal. With about a second left. And I said this the second Lupul went down. Matt Frattin automatically, when Lupul gets hurt, becomes one of the most important players on the roster. Because it's the whole team's job, not just his, but it's the whole team's job to make it feel like Joffrey Lupul isn't missing. Everyone's got to pick it up as a troop, collectively, to fill that void. And while it is a group effort, the more Matt Frattin can do, the better. He didn't have an amazing camp, but he's coming off of injury, and before he got hurt, he was spectacular in the AHL playoffs. I don't know what kind of player Matt Frattin's going to be, because many don't project him to be an amazing scorer, but he shows flashes. Because that was a good goal. He just comes in on Ryan Miller in overtime. Nuh-uh, you hug that post when I'm on the ice. You show me respect. Next game, I don't know if this is to the Leafs' advantage, is against the Capitals. They're one of those teams that a lot of people thought, they're going to look pretty good, and they haven't looked pretty good, and they might kill the Leafs. And I'm not saying the Leafs have to win this one, but they might want to get above 500 before taking on the Bruins on Saturday. Because the Bruins tend to, Last thing, I promise. I slept in a little bit, so that's why this video was so late. If you're ever waiting for my videos and you're just looking for something to do, go to theleafsnation.com, where you should be right now watching this video, and there is always a post-game blog or article or whatever you want to call it written about the game from the night before. Just go to theleafsnation.com, scroll, look for it, or I'll post it in the underbar. It's called Frattin Party, Leafs Win 4-3. It's pretty simple. It's usually written by Cam Chiron. He is an excellent writer, excellent with stats. He talks about scoring chances. He gives the 3 stars for the game. It's just great. And you should just always visit theleafsnation.com because there's always something new on there. There's always at least 2 new posts a day, usually around 4 or 5 or maybe even 6. See you next time when the Leafs take on the Caps.